Hey y'all, hey, so it's time for another video today. So this is a highly requested video that is the surgical hat. So I already did the bonnet, now we're going to do an actual hat. I'm actually going to do this the same way that I did the bonnet. I wanted to do it with a satin line instead of like a regular fabric. Now if you want to do two fabrics, you totally can, because guess what guys? This is fully reversible. So I'm just showing you, I was going to say the ingredients, but I'm showing you everything you need. Now, a lot of people use like the same fabric as they do their main fabric, but I wanted it to be a black brim. So that's the black brim. And yeah, that's all the stuff you're going to need. Remember, guys, if you're new to this channel, go ahead on like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. I'll be so happy. So I got this pattern from a woman. I have her linked in the bio, sorry. And I'll show you. And she actually has the pattern on her thing. But I'm just letting you guys see the measurements just in case you ain't got a printer, you ain't got your job printer, since a lot of us working from home now. You do need to make a pattern for yourself. The width is going to be 7 inches, and then the length is about 9.5 inches. And so you can adjust this to your head. What you can do is kind of measure just kind of from the front of the middle of your forehead. I'm literally pointing on my forehead right now. It's so funny, guys. But, you know, from the middle of your forehead to about the back crown of your forehead, back crown of your head, and that'll give you kind of an idea of this measurement. So the width of the brim, and this is what's going to go around, is about 3.5 in the width, and the length of it is about 10.5 inches. And like I said, this will wrap around. And this is, if you do make this pattern, remember that it's going to be on a fold. And so I'll show you guys how I do this or whatever. Now, the woman that did her video, she did it differently to where she kind of had her fabric. I don't know, I got confused, y'all. So I was like, let me just do it how I do it. So what I'm doing now, because I am using this African print, you guys always ask me where I got this from. I got it from my local, I don't want to say beauty supply, but I got it from my local fabric store. And when I went back, she was saying that they have not ordered any more of that because of pandemic. I was like, what pandemic got to do with anything? But that's what they told me. So I promise, the minute it becomes available, I can get it. We can look, I'll sell it to y'all at the price that it is for those that are not in Houston. I have no problem with sharing the wealth, honey, because listen, this fabric is absolutely amazing. So all you're doing, once you decide where you want it, you're going to actually cut out both pieces. So I have the satin being cut out and my piece. So you see, boom, bam. I need to change my blade, obviously. Oh, rest in peace glasses. Y'all, I can't find them glasses. I got my little knockoff ones on now. So you see, you got a bottom piece and a top piece. I said bottom and top, but what I meant was top, main fabric, and then your lining. But like I said, this could be two main fabrics that you can flip inside out. So you could totally use a color. I did go iron mine because I just like to iron everything. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually figure out, cut that little piece because we don't need that. What you going to do with it? It looked like a whole little moon shape right there. But now what we're going to do is figure out what pieces we want to use for the brim part of the hat. So because my fabric is like this, I kind of had to play around with this and figure out what pieces I want to use. But the idea that you're going to do, I'm going to show y'all right now. I stopped that camera just in time because I had to burp. I guess it's my coffee. Anyway, so what you're going to do, what you gonna do when it come for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I put the pattern down. I'm then going to flip it over and then cut some more. And what I'm doing and why I'm doing this is because I'm actually going to fold that fabric, like because that pattern says that you're supposed to cut on the fold. And so because of that, I'm doubling that fabric. So then when I fold it, I'm cutting one long strip. Does that make sense? So basically, I'm literally doing that, boom, bringing it all around, because that whole strip is going to be, again, what goes around your head. And here I go doing motions again, like y'all can actually see me. So now what you're going to do, I don't keep saying it, but look at that. That fabric is just gorgeous. So now what you're going to do is you're going to place those two together, but I'm going to my ironing board again. I'm actually ironing this off camera, but you're going to actually, hello, come back. Thank you. You didn't even do a good job ironing it though. But you're going to put those two. It does not matter if they're right sides together, but she had her fabric facing up, so I did the same thing. But then you're going to take them and you're going to simply fold them just like this and then place your pattern on the side. Now make sure that you are going to be cutting through both pieces. See? So when you do that, Come on, hello. You see what you want to do? Okay. And listen, y'all need to get y'all some of these washer things at Home Depot. I think they like 26 cents a piece or something. Save your life. But yeah, I mean, it holds all your fabric down. You don't need to get all the expensive stuff. Go to Home Depot. Home Depot got so many sewing products you don't even know. But boom. So here we go. Look, you open it up. Now I have my line and I have my main fabric. And it's okay if it's looking kind of janky. It's gonna all make sense because remember it's actually curving. So yeah. Now I'm bringing the iron. Y'all always ask me about that iron, and as always, the link is in my bio where you get it from. I love that iron. Now I did flood this one, so I'm probably going to buy a new one. But what you're gonna do is fold both pieces of the fabric right in the middle, and what you're doing is kind of creating that middle spot because you're gonna match the middle of the main fabric to the middle of that, well, the top part, because that's what it is. It's a top part. So if you look, my fabric is the right sides together. Okay. So I'm telling you, that's my hand motion to let you know. So what you're going to do, those two spots that you ironed where they're in the middle, simply clip those together. And then you're going to go all the way around and clip this together. People texting me. It's cool. They texted me. I had to go see what somebody wanted. But yeah, you literally are just going around, and take your time with this because you can easily just kind of unmatch this in your hat. You're going to be looking, you got a Humpty Dumpty head, and I'm going to laugh at you. So just take your time. We ain't rushing. So I'm just simply making sure that the whole thing is actually lining up, which it is. Yeah, we done with that part, girl. Okay, you going to do the other side too? Right. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, you're going to do that whole thing. I should probably edit this part out because, like, why? Why y'all got to see the whole thing? But y'all probably want to see the whole thing. So, ta-da, I'm going to keep it in. So now you have that. You'll take that to your sewing machine and boom. Look, y'all. Look at the hat already come together. So then you're going to actually do the exact same thing. Who texting us? Girl, you're going to do the exact same thing to your lining. Same concept. Fold it in half. Fold both pieces in half so you can create that little middle part. And then you're simply going to just, boom, pin all the way around. So yeah, same concept, like I said before, pin that all the way around, both sides. And let me tell you something, with the satin, y'all, it was hard as heck to get all those pins in there because, of course, it was moving. I was like, stay still. But yeah, take that to your sewing machine, sew all the way around. Now you'll have both pieces. What you're going to do, place them right sides together. Now line those up at your seam first. And then from there, you can continue to pin because what we're going to do is literally just sew a line right across that bottom piece. And it's going to look weird. It's going to look funky, but I promise you it's going to make sense why we love 1, 2, 3, why we are doing that. I had to use my vowels and speak with my voice. Anyway, so yeah, I realized that my hat was a little off, so I just went on and like cheated and cut that piece. It was perfectly fine at the end. It was great. So now that you have ironed that, this is what a hat looks weird. Yeah, I'm trying to fix my camera because I didn't realize it was so blurry. So yeah. See, it's weird. What you're going to do is tuck it right inside. And now it'll start to look like a hat again. That's what she said. And I was like, you right, lady. It is starting to look like a hat again. So when you tuck in that, what you do is you're gonna kind of like squeeze the what's that? The little edge right there. Get your iron. Look, your little cute iron. Hey, little girl. And you're going to iron that down. And of course, that just kind of makes it neater along there. And I don't know if I said this in the video, but you're actually going to also do look at me, that y'all rest in peace probably, because that's why I drowned my iron right there. You're going to see my iron going to start just like spitting out water. It died on camera, I think. Anyway, so once you iron this down, you're going to do a top stitch. And what that does is just makes it look neater and it just looks more crisp to me. So you see, I'm taking my time, and I am really taking my time to iron it down. But yeah, very important. Always iron. It just makes your stuff look better, y'all. All right, so once you're done with that, now you'll go do the top stitch. And then once you've top stitched, look at that. Look how neat and pretty that looks. I'm trying to focus the camera, I'm sorry. But I realized that I think my eyesight is off because it looks blurry when I'm recording, so I'm always refocusing it and then, yeah, messing it up. So now what you're going to do is take that other fabric that I told you guys. So if you want your brim to be a different color, this is the time to use that different fabric. But if you are okay with it being like how I use the African print, using that, totally fine. But again, I didn't want to, one, waste more of that fabric doing that. And then two, I just felt like the hat itself was really busy. So I was like, look, I can just simply use the black, and that'll kind of just calm it a little bit and just kind of give it a little extra little, you know what I'm saying? Because we like a little, oh my gosh. So now you're going to need about 42 inches of binding. So we're now going to make the binding. So I'm showing you guys how to make binding if you don't have one of them little binding little things. What you're going to do is take your fabric, fold it in half, like so, and then you're going to open it up. Hello, open it up, and then fold it to that middle piece, and then fold that one to that middle piece, like so, like that. And then you're going to press down. I said we're going to press down, right? And then you're going to take that and fold it over. And then you're going to press down again. And that is how you create binding. So if you don't have that, that's what you're doing. All you're doing is creating a pocket because the hat will sit in that, and I'll show you that later. Now, if you do have a binding strip, what you're going to do, cut a diagonal piece, and I'm just going to show you guys what I'm doing. Once it starts going, I just simply put the iron and I kind of pull along. And I don't know if other people do this, but to me, this is probably the best way ever. Like, I think everybody does it. They have to do it like this. Like, I don't know how else you're going to get it to stay. So, yeah. Yeah, it just makes sense. But, yeah, it took a little bit of time. But, again, it was super easy. It was worth it or whatever. And, hey, got the job done. But you can do either or. Once that's done, then we're going to simply take it and fold it in half. And then, ouchie, my iron, it was still working. So you're going to fold that in half because we're now creating the pocket. So that's all I'm doing, just simply folding that thing in half. And we're going to get ready to stick the hat inside. Oh, that didn't sound good. One thing to make your life easier is to take this, fold it look, what you call that, fold it in a little bit, and take that to your sewing machine and sew that down. That'll just give you the nice ends when this is done. So that was one of her suggestions. All right, so once that's done, you're going to simply take your binding that you just made and either use your marking tape or just simply press down. Because see, I'm lazy. I just press down on it. You'll then take that middle piece of the binding and line it up to the middle piece of the hat. I'd have to say, I think by far this was one of the hardest parts, was trying to feed the front and the back of the hat into that binding. I think either, I don't know if my binding was too skinny. That could have been the case. That may have made it a little bit too small. But that was definitely the hardest part for me, was to sit there and feed that in. But make sure you're getting the front and back. And even when you're sewing, I'm going to show you guys why that's very important. And of course, you'll have some pieces hanging out because obviously that's going to be where you actually tie the hat. So leave those little pieces alone. They ain't done nothing to nobody. So you're going to take this to your sewing machine. Look at that. That's going to be, oh, that's so cute. Go me. So you're going to take it to your sewing machine. You're going to start at one end. Y'all, can I tell y'all that I literally had this camera, like, stand, like, it was a stand in between my legs. And I literally was, like, sewing around that. So, hello, can we get with the angles? Like, y'all, I was so proud of this angle. Just let me be proud. But all you're going to do, simply sew close to the edge of the binding. And that way it'll just kind of create that. And, of course, you're going to go all the way to the very end of this, and then when you get to the end, make sure you backstitch. All right, and I'm going to show you guys how that looks. Look at how gorgeous that hat came out. Hello, beautiful. Now I'm going to show you guys some of my mishaps. So when you're sewing, make sure that both sides are being fed into that. Now she took hers loose with a seam ripper. I ain't finna do all that because this hat is not reversible. That's not how I made it, so I ain't doing it. Nope, not doing it. Did enough sewing, and I ain't gonna wear this hat either way anyway because I ain't no medical person. So, but one thing I did do was go on and take that to the iron one last time, iron that nice and crisp, like along the seams, because I noticed that the hat kind of looked puffy to me. So I'm trying to figure out what other time during making this hat you can do this part, but I haven't figured that out yet. So as for now, this is how I'm gonna do it. But guys, look, this hat, again, super simple. You know, the pattern is literally like a circle. Like, throw that in a circle. Ew. Oh, sorry. Been drinking coffee. Anyway, but that's it, y'all. The hat is done. Just cut all them little loose, little funky strings, and you are ready to have you a surgical hat. As always, guys, remember to subscribe, like this video, comment, because guess what? That helps with engagement. So I appreciate you guys, as always, for watching these videos, subscribing, and, hey, telling me I did a good job even if I didn't. Shoot, after doing this hat, I'm ready to go in for surgery. But I don't know how to perform none. I just know how to cut up some chicken though.